Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing our first intra-district matchup of the season as the Shawnee Mission North Indians will be taking on the Shawnee Mission East Lancers. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors for today. First from North.
Hi, I'm Tristan Abbott, and I'm a junior.
Colin Braden, junior.
Goldia Kiddick, sophomore.
Frankie Baker, junior.
Jenny Warren, junior.
And our competitors from East.
Hannah Bouts, junior.
Matt Williamson, junior.
Mark Tauster, senior.
Brian Phillips, sophomore.
Aiden Conley, senior.
Fantastic, and welcome to both teams. Here on Categories, during the first round, we will place a question to one team, and if they do answer correctly, they get a point. If they do answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. We did do a coin toss before we started taping, and it was won by Shawnee Mission East. So East, here is the first category, and it is literature. In Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities, what was Madame Defarge always doing? Time on that. North, chance to steal this literature category. In Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities, what was Madame Defarge always doing? Tristan?
She was knitting.
She was knitting. That is correct. Indians, general knowledge is your category. What kind of cakes are commonly called foam cakes because their leavening is based on a rising action of steam escaping from beaten egg whites? Colin?
Meringue.
Cannot take meringue. East, chance to steal this general knowledge category. What kind of cakes are commonly called foam cakes because their leavening is based on a rising action of steam escaping from beaten egg whites? Brian?
Angel food cake.
Angel food cake or sponge cakes. Either one is acceptable. Sports is the next category for you, Lancers. In skiing, the international symbol for expert slopes is what geometric figure of what color? Aiden?
A black diamond.
A black diamond is exactly right. North, children's literature is your category. Who was in the habit of saying, "Off with her head"? Frankie?
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. You got that right. Shawnee Mission East, math, geometry is the next category. In triangle, GHI, GH and HI are equal, meaning it's isosceles. Angle G is 55 degrees. How many degrees are an angle I? Matt?
70.
70, right on the money. Shawnee Mission North, geography is the next category. Which country has the most coastline? Back to you, Lancers. Chance to steal this geography category. Which country has the most coastline? Matt?
Canada.
Canada. Lancers, next category belongs to you, and it's a U.S. government law. Proof in a criminal case must satisfy the judgment and conscience of a jury as to the guilt of a party beyond what degree of doubt? Aiden?
Reasonable doubt.
Reasonable doubt. That is correct, and you've taken a bit of a lead here with the score of 5-2. Indians, American history is your category. A blood feud raged in Pike County, Kentucky, in the latter decades of the 19th century. Between what two famous families? Lancers, chance to steal this American history category. A blood feud raged in Pike County, Kentucky, in the latter decades of the 19th century. Between what two famous families? Aiden?
The Smiths and the Stevens.
Those are two famous families, but they are not the ones we are looking for. We're looking for the Hatfields and McCoys. Hatfields and McCoys. Lancers, you do get the next category. It's theater. A matchmaker could be one who manufactures flame-producing devices, but in a musical comedy, Fiddler on the Roof, What word carries the word carries a different meaning. What is a matchmaker in this show? Mark.
Someone who sets up dates between people.
I cannot accept dates. North, chance to steal this theater question. Colin.
Sets up marriages.
Sets up marriages. Sets up marriages. That is correct. Shawnee, Mr. North, you get the next category. It's science photography. It's a flammable material made from proxylene and camphor and was patented in 1889 by George Eastman. Name this material used in photographic film that is essentially identified with the film industry. Time on that. Lancers science photography specifically. It's a flammable material made from proxylene and camphor and was patented in 1889 by George Eastman. Name this material used in photographic film that is essentially identified with the film industry. Hannah.
Developer.
Cannot accept developer. We're looking for celluloid. Celluloid. Lancers, sports, another sports question for you. Combined, these two players have nearly 1,000 home runs, more than any other father-son duo in Major League history. Give me their surname. Brian.
Bonds.
It is Bonds, Barry and Bobby. Shawnee, Mr. North, vocabulary is the next category. Throwing a custard pie into someone's face is what kind of humor? Colin.
Slapstick.
Slapstick. Very good. Shawnee, Mission East. General knowledge, quotes. Who said modestly about his landmark work? Here's the quote. I have seen farther than any other men, and it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. Mark.
Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton. Indians. Next category is literature. Many of the novels of this author had an underlying purpose of attempting to accomplish some reform. I'm going to give you a multiple choice here. Am I talking about Robert Louis Stevenson, William Saroyan, Irving Stone, Charles Dickens, or Mary Shelley? Tristan.
Charles Dickens.
It is Charles Dickens. U.S. history for you, Lancers. The Battle of the Thames was a decisive conflict in which American war? Matt.
The War of 1812.
1812, that's right. Shawnee, Mission North, U.S. government is your category. Most governors are elected for a 4-year term. Only 2 states still have 2-year terms for governor. Name one. Colin?
Kentucky.
It is not Kentucky. Lancers, chance to steal this U.S. government category. Most governors are elected for a 4-year term. Only 2 states still have 2-year terms for governor. Name one. Matt.
Georgia.
It is not Georgia. We are looking for either New Hampshire or its neighbor, Vermont. East, you have the next category. It's geography. Old Man River refers to what river? Brian.
The Mississippi.
The Mississippi River. Indians, fine arts, theater is your category. What famous fictional character who tilted at windmills hailed from La Mancha? Tristan?
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote is correct. East, science, medicine is the next category. What surgical tool cuts without a blade? Brian.
A laser.
A laser. That is right. Indians, general knowledge. It's a fairly long question, so please pay attention. This form of transportation is still used in certain communities. It consists of a 4-wheeled vehicle drawn by a horse. Generally, they have but 1 seat, but occasionally versions sport 2. The communities are, of course, in the Amish areas. What are such rigs called? Colin?
Buggies.
Buggies. For such a long description, buggies is the word. Shawnee Mission East, literature, poetry is your category. I'm going to give you a quote from a poem, and you're going to have to identify the author. Here's the quote. Pile the bodies high at Austerlitz and Waterloo. Shovel them under and let me work. I am the grass. I cover all. Name the American poet who wrote these lines. Mark?
Frost.
It is not Frost. Indians, same question for you. It's the literature poetry category. This quote is written by a famous American author. Pile the bodies high at Austerlitz and Waterloo. Shovel them under and let me work. I am the grass. I cover all. Name the American poet who wrote these lines. We're looking for Carl Sandburg. Carl Sandburg. Indians, you do get the next category, U.S. geography. The state bird is the chickadee. The tree is the white pine. It ranks 39th in size amongst all states, and it's the largest of the New England states. Name it. Tristan?
Maine.
It is Maine. East, another science question, physics. Within the elastic limit, strain is proportional to stress. Whose law can be summarized in this simple formula? Matt?
Hooke's Law.
Pardon me?
Hooke's Law.
Hooke's Law, that is correct. Indians, next category for you is world history. In which country is the period from 1867 to 1912 known as the Meiji period, for the time when the Emperor Mutsuhito adopted as his title Meiji, meaning enlightened rule? Tristan?
Japan.
Japan. Lancers, you have a fine arts music question. When Johnny Comes Marching Home is an overly sentimental song. Tell me from which war it comes. Aiden?
World War I.
That is not correct. Shawnee Mission North, chance to steal this fine arts music category. When Johnny Comes Marching Home is an overly sentimental song. Tell me from which war it comes. Tristan?
The Civil War.
The Civil War is correct. You've pulled a little bit closer. Right now the score is Shawnee Mission East 11, Shawnee Mission North 10. Indians, you do get the next category and a chance to tie. It is a British courts government is the category. Under the British legal system, a solicitor advises clients and represents them in the lower courts. What's the name given to lawyers who plead cases in the higher courts? Lancers, chance to steal this government British courts question. Under the British legal system, a solicitor advises clients and represents them in the lower courts. What's the name given to a lawyer who plead cases in the higher courts? Brian?
Magistrate.
It is not magistrate. We're looking for barrister. Barrister. That siren does signal the end of our first half, and as we draw to the conclusion of that first half, Shawnee Mission East is leading with a score of 11 to Shawnee Mission North 10. At this time in our categories program, we do go to a representative from each school to give us a campus update of what's happening in and around their school and community. And first from Shawnee Mission North, Tristan, what is happening with the Indians?
Well, today our drama department is having auditions for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and tomorrow they're having Saturday they're having a creative drama day to help kids get involved with drama. And our fall athletics program is just ending. We have several athletes who are going to state. We're having a blood drive in 2 weeks, and our coalition, which is volunteering, is having a shoe drive.
Oh, fantastic. That's excellent. And Shawnee Mission East, I believe Matt, you're giving us our campus update. What is happening with the Lancers?
Well, not much has changed from last week. Football has gone 5-4, and we've made it to the playoffs. Soccer went 14-3, losing at the second round of the playoffs. Our can drive starts this week, and also this week we are putting on a school play, A Midsummer Night's Dream. And also some of our students made it to the quarterfinals in the National Debate Tournament in Iowa.
Awesome. And one of the things that makes me feel good about being part of the Shawnee Mission School District is the heart of service that all our schools have with shoe drives, food drives. It's an outstanding thing and should be commended to both schools. Wonderful job. As we start the second round here on categories, it is the lightning round in which the question is placed on the floor for either team to answer. If a team does respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal. So both teams, let me remind you once again, please wait until your name is called before you answer. You don't want to give away an answer to the other team. All right, here we go. General knowledge for both teams. What is the largest single employer in the United States? Colin.
Tennessee Valley Association.
Cannot accept that. Shawnee Mission East. You have a chance to steal this general knowledge category. What is the largest single employer in the United States? Mark?
U.S. government.
The U.S. government is correct. Both teams' vocabulary is the question. Give me the phrase derived from a psychiatrist's name that means a mistake made by Aiden.
A Freudian slip.
That's exactly what we're looking for. U.S. history, famous quotes for both teams. Who said while campaigning in 1952, the great problem of America today is to take the straight road down the middle? Aiden.
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
That's the one we're looking for. Geography, famous places for both teams. I'm going to give you a list, so please pay attention. Which of the following items does not belong on this list? Heathrow, Pimlico, Orly, LaGuardia. Brian.
Pimlico.
That is correct. That's a racetrack, while the others are airports. Fine arts, sculpture for both teams. What is the general name given to Olmec, Pochica, and Chauvin sculpture, which were all styles used before 1492? Tristan.
Pre-Raphaelite.
Cannot accept that. Sorry. Shawnee Mission East, your chance to steal this fine arts sculpture question. What is the general name given to Olmec, Mojica, and Chauvin sculpture, which were all styles used before 1492? Matt.
Pre-Columbian.
Pre-Columbian is what we were looking for. And you've opened up a bit of lead here. Shawnee Mission North 10, Shawnee Mission East 16. Music is the next category for both teams. What number was Schubert's most famous unfinished symphony? Colin?
Fifth.
It is not the fifth. Lancer's chance to steal this music category. What number was Schubert's most famous unfinished symphony? Brian?
Number 6.
It is not number 6. We're looking for number 8. Number 8. Military history for both teams. Admiral Farragut shouted, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead," during what famous Civil War battle? Tristan.
Battle of New Orleans.
It is not the Battle of New Orleans. Shawnee Mission East, you have a chance to steal this military history category. Admiral Farragut shouted, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead," during what famous Civil War battle? Mark.
Battle of Yorktown.
It is not Battle of Yorktown. It's the Battle of Mobile Bay. Battle of Mobile Bay. Government is the next category for both teams. All right, we're good. All right, government is the category for both teams. Of the 3 branches of the United States government, which one is responsible for enforcing federal laws? Frankie.
Judicial.
It is not judicial. Shawnee Mission East, you have a chance to steal this U.S. government question. Of the 3 branches of the U.S. government, which one is responsible for enforcing federal laws? Mark.
Executive.
It is the executive. U.S. geography, another landmarks question for both teams. This group of 92 historical buildings and landmarks, including Thomas A. Edison's laboratory, was collected and restored by Henry Ford. What's the name of this site that is located in Dearborn, Michigan? Colin.
Greenville.
Cannot accept Greenville. Sorry. Shawnee Mission East, U.S. geography, landmarks is the question. This group of 92 historical buildings and landmarks, including Thomas A. Edison's laboratory, was collected and restored by Henry Ford. What's the name of this site that is located in Dearborn, Michigan? Hannah.
Menlo Park.
Can I accept Menlo Park? We're looking for Greenfield Village. Greenfield Village. World geography for both teams. It's a fairly long question, so please pay attention. It is proceeding with the controversial $4 billion project to build 79 mobile floodgates in hopes of reducing serious annual flooding problems that are getting worse. I'm talking about what European city? Tristan.
Venice.
It is Venice. History explorers for both teams. The wife of Richard Byrd, she has an Antarctic land named after her. Who was she? Tristan.
Adelaide.
I cannot accept that. Sorry. Lancers, chance to steal this history explorers question. The wife of Richard Byrd, she has an Antarctic land named for her. Who was she? Brian?
Victoria Byrd.
It is not Victoria, it's Marie Byrd. At this time, we do have a score of Shawnee Mission North 11, Shawnee Mission East 17. Science, geology for both teams. The world's largest layer of permafrost is about 1,600 meters thick. Is it in Alaska, Russia, Canada, or Norway? Goldie.
Russia.
It is in Russia. Sports for both teams. Walk, canter, and gallop are 3 of 4 gaits of a show horse. What's the other? Hannah?
Lope.
Pardon me?
Lope.
It is not lope. Indians, chance to steal this sports category. Walk, canter, and gallop are 3 of 4 gaits of a show horse. What's the other? Jenny?
Trot.
Trot is correct. Science for both teams. It's going to have a long word in it that I'm going to try to pronounce correctly. The prehistoric Archaeopteryx was the first true what? Tristan.
Bird.
Bird is exactly right. And you have narrowed the gap a bit. Shawnee Mission North 14, Shawnee Mission East 17. World geography is the category. Which of these cities is out of place in the list? Tokyo, Melbourne, Rio de Janeiro, Montreal, New York. Aiden?
New York.
That is incorrect. Shawnee Mission North, chance to steal this world geography category. Which of these cities is out of place in the list? Tokyo, Melbourne, Rio de Janeiro, Montreal, and New York. Colin.
Montreal.
It's Tokyo. It's the only one that's a national capital. Fine arts, film for both teams. Can you name the 1987 American film based on the 1985 French film Trois hommes et un coffin? 3 men and a baby. Probably butchered that in French, but I'm sorry. Famous quotes is the next category for both teams. It is human nature to hate those you have injured, said the most famous of Roman historians. Can you name him? Mark.
Virgil.
It is not Virgil. Indians, chance to steal this famous quotes or quotations category. It is human nature to hate those you have injured, said the most famous of Roman historians. Can you name him? Tristan.
Tacitus.
It is Tacitus. Very good. Math, terminology for both teams. In mathematics, what kind of equation cannot be uniquely solved because it has infinite number of solutions? We're looking for indeterminate equation. Indeterminate equation. Curses. All right, here we go. Spelling is the next category for both teams. How do you spell prosaic? Matt.
Prosaic.
That is the spelling we're looking for. Math, another math question. geometry this time. What do we call a polyhedron in which all faces but one have a vertex in common? Tristan?
Pyramid.
It is pyramid. Science, biology for both teams. All human veins carry deoxygenated blood except this one. Mark?
Aorta.
It is not the aorta. Shawnee Mission North, chance to steal this science biology question. All human veins carry deoxygenated blood except which one? We're looking for pulmonary. Pulmonary. We do have a tight match right now. Shawnee Mission North 16, Shawnee Mission East 18. Next category, economics, banking. Explain the meaning of the term certified check. Mark.
It's backed by the bank.
It is backed by the bank. It's guaranteed or backed by the bank. Very good. U.S. history, notable persons. Notable persons is the category. He was the first man to serve as Secretary of State under 3 presidents. He won national acclaim as lawyer in a Supreme Court case affecting his alma mater, Dartmouth. He is the subject of... Hannah?
Clay.
It is not Clay. North, chance to steal this U.S. history, notable persons category. He was the first man to serve as Secretary of State under 3 presidents. He won national acclaim as a lawyer in a Supreme Court case affecting his alma mater, Dartmouth. He is the subject of a short story by Stephen Vincent Benet. Name him. Looking for Daniel Webster. Daniel Webster. Next category, and it is multiple choice. It is science. How many Earth days does it take for the sun to rotate once around its own axis? Is it 2.7, 27.5, 55.2, or 81? Mark?
27.5.
It is 27.5. And with that correct answer and at the buzzer, you have extended your lead just a bit, but the final score is Shawnee Mission East is victorious with Shawnee Mission North with a score of 16, Shawnee Mission East 20. Another well-fought battle here on Categories. Great job to both teams. Please join us again here next time on Categories as we bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.